A big hello to everybody. Happy Easter. I hope you all had a beautiful, joyous time with your families. I am here to read chapter 3, titled The Spartan Obstacle Race of my book, To Love Myself. Thank you for joining me today, and let's go ahead and get started. I need my glasses though. Throughout the month, Samantha was recovering from her broken hand. The Spartan Obstacle Race was heavily promoted. Being someone who rarely watched the news or listened to the radio, she missed every announcement. Her cast finally came off just in time for the race. After much persuasion from her friends, Samantha reluctantly agreed to join them. Early Saturday morning, they arrived at the race site. The dew kissed grass of Central Park already trampled by hundreds of eager participants. The air buzzed with a nervous energy. Music pulsed through the crowd, a mix of adrenaline and anticipation hanging thick in the air. The smell of damp earth mingled with the synthetic scent of energy gels and the faint tang of sweat. They filled out registration cards, their names, addresses, and phone numbers carefully recorded. A course map was provided, outlining the challenging path ahead. A grueling obstacle course through Central Park incorporating natural and man made challenges. The race began. Victoria Ever, the competitor, took off like a shot, her laughter echoing back to them. Chanel, more focused on looking good for any potential photos, struck a pose as she scaled a low wall. Sáryah, ever the pragmatist, carefully assessed each obstacle before tackling it. Tara, her eyes constantly scanning the crowd and course, stayed close to Samantha, offering encouraging words and ensuring she was navigating the obstacles safely. "You've got this, Sam. Just take it slow and steady," she'd say, her voice a mix of support and gentle guidance. Samantha, still feeling a little apprehensive, trailed behind her friends, encouraging them with shouts and cheers. She plunged into the challenge, scaling a low wall, teetering across a narrow plank above a mud pit, then crawling through that same mud beneath a tight net. Samantha's healing hand throbbed as she climbed a rope ladder, followed by a precarious crossing of floating platforms. Each obstacle was a test, each success a small victory. They slipped, they laughed, they cheered each other on. For those 30 minutes, a lightness bloomed within Samantha, a flicker of her former self. The mud, the sweat, the shared laughter. It was a welcome, if fleeting, escape. The ever present shadow of Rob softened, replaced by the sharp, vivid joy of the present. The line to the outside shower was a long one. The sun beat down on the muddy crowd, casting long shadows and turning the air thick with humidity. As Samantha and the girls waited, a blob of mud fell from Samantha's hair and landed squarely on her face. She frantically pressed her fingers against half of her face, trying her best to wipe the mud from her eyes, then flicked it off her hand and watched as it landed on someone's shoes that was passing by. "Oh no, I'm so sorry," Samantha apologized immediately, kneeling without looking to see whose shoes she had destroyed. She was only making the situation worse. Her friends giggled as they watched her struggle to clean the shoes. The very same person she had spent days agonizing over, wondering what she could have said to stop him from flaunting his fame and fortune, was now standing before her. He watched her with a smirk as she wiped his shoes, then said, "Is this what I get for moving you aside the other night?" Samantha froze. She didn't recognize his voice initially, but the memory of their encounter at the restaurant came flooding back. Unable to speak, her jaw dropped, and she remained silent. Caleb waited patiently, a smirk playing on his lips, enjoying the sight of her wide brown eyes gazing up at him. "She even looks cute covered in mud," he thought. Her muddy face and hair couldn't diminish her beauty. He snickered and walked away. A little surprised, Tara asked, squatting beside Samantha, I am. I'm surprised you crossed paths again. The girls helped Samantha to her feet. What's he doing here? Samantha demanded, irritated by his presence. He's our prize, Tara grinned. Prize? Samantha looked around, noticing girls preparing for something she had missed earlier. She spotted a bulletin hanging from a canopy, which revealed that a photo opportunity with Caleb DeBow would be the reward for participating in the race. Oh, please. The ladies continued to wash off the mud. Later, they took the group photo with Samantha strategically positioning herself far to the left, away from Caleb. She watched with amusement as 200 girls swarmed around him, vying for his attention. If I can get everyone's attention, please, the lady with the blue clipboard shouted, taking Tara by her shoulders. Please make a line behind this lady if you want to take a solo picture with Caleb. She thanked everyone. But the moment the lady walked away, 5 girls stood in front of Tara. Hey, Chanel confronted the girls. She said behind her, not in front. They didn't care. They simply giggled and ignored her. That's okay. We're at the front of the line anyway, Tara said, pushing Samantha in front of her. The lady with the blue clipboard came back, took the first girl's name, and quickly passed her to the photo area. Seriously, I'm sure she knows that's not the same girl she instructed us to form a line behind. No offense. Tara. Chanel was annoyed. None taken. Sáryah and Tara snickered. Samantha was nervous and Victoria was just glad the line was moving. The second girl went, then the third. The line was moving fast. Hold my place, Chanel said, walking away to the snack table and grabbing a water bottle and a handful of napkins. Finally, our real prize, Chanel said, getting back in line. She opened the water bottle, soaking the napkins she held in her hands. She turned around and wiped Samantha's face with them, then pushed Samantha's hair behind her ears. Samantha kept moving Chanel's hands out of the way. Stop it, I'm not going to take a picture with him. Victoria helped Chanel wipe some of the mud still on Samantha's yoga pants. They insisted Samantha look presentable. Why do I have to do this? Samantha asked. Because the lawyer over here thinks you should be nice and, call the truths, Sáryah said, rolling her eyes. A truce? Samantha's lips pressed, her eyes squinting at him with all the anger she had accumulated in her heart since the day she found out about Rob's infidelity. Sam, look. If you take a picture with him and just smile, and that's it, then he'll see that everything is good and we'll know he's good, and then we can all move past this. Sue. Sue? Name? Samantha pushed Victoria to go before. Victoria Montes. She squinted her eyes at Samantha. Okay, wait here until they are done, she said, pointing to the 2 girls in front of Victoria. Then you can go. The lady wrote something down on the clipboard. The 4th girl continued to talk to Caleb, and she was not letting him go. He's suing me for defending myself, Samantha said once the lady walked away. No, I don't know yet, but somehow he got a hold of Sáryah's hospital and called her asking about your hand, and the hospital bill he never got. So, Samantha didn't understand what was so bad about that. Then he asked Sáryah if he could talk to me. I think it has to do with that. And you never thought to tell me this? What if he's just looking to get your number, and here you are making a big deal about nothing? I don't think it's my number he's looking to get, Victoria assured her. What? Samantha turned to look at him. He was smiling at the camera, taking a picture with a talkative girl who was hugging him and kissing his cheek now. But his eyes continued to find their way to Samantha. Oh, please, he's not even all that, Samantha muttered. You might think men are scum, girl, but you can't say he's not fine, Chanel said. Girl, that man is gorgeous. Now go on. Name? The lady with the clipboard was standing next to Samantha now. I don't think I can do this, Samantha rubbed her forehead. Yes, you can. Chanel locked her arm around Samantha's arm. Her name is Samantha Montreal. Samantha noticed the sign advertising that an autographed shirt and photos taken with Caleb would be mailed to each participant's home address. Samantha's eyes followed the long line of girls waiting excitedly for their 10 seconds of fame with Caleb DeBow. She felt a strange pang of unease. Why is he doing this? She wondered. Was it just a publicity stunt, or was there something more to this interest in her? Suddenly, his eyes met hers as the fifth girl's unexpected kiss startled him. Samantha shook her head and looked away. Victoria was next. Samantha kept fidgeting in line, trying her best to focus on taking the mud out of her nails. How can I do? I just say hi? Do you remember me? Maybe I should smile. Or maybe I'll look like an idiot after he says that he doesn't want to take a picture with me. Then this will be a huge embarrassment and I'll hate him even more. She sighed. Then again, I did manage to ruin his sneakers. She snickered and gave a mysterious smirk. Samantha looked up and quickly put her head back down. Oh no, I can't do this. He already thinks I did this on purpose. She couldn't face him. Victoria stood next to Caleb and stuck her tongue out at Samantha. She posed by, throwing up a peace sign and perking her lips. I received your message, Victoria said. Yes, Caleb replied, his gaze lingering on Samantha. Right. Can we talk right after this? Victoria smiled nervously. Sure, yeah. She took a step to leave, pivoted, and turned back to him. Caleb jerked his head in question. Should I worry? She asked. Caleb chuckled softly, looking down. No, please don't. Okay, I'll be right over there, Victoria said, pointing to the snack table to their left. Thank you, Caleb replied with a smile. His eyes immediately met Samantha's, but a shy Samantha quickly averted her gaze. Samantha's turn arrived, her palms suddenly clammy, her cheeks flushed crimson. There's no way I can touch him, she whispered to herself. I'd be a hypocrite after my lecture about consent, she said, lowering her head. The urge to flee, to vanish into thin air, was overwhelming, but her legs, betraying her will, carried her towards him. As he looked at her, he felt his heart begin to race and a slight shortness of breath. He felt a strange unease that he could not explain. I'm so sorry about your shoes, she blurted out, the apology tumbling out before she could stop it. It felt like the right thing to do, a small act of atonement. He looked down at his shoes, a flicker of amusement in his eyes. His mouth opened, then closed. Samantha squinted, noticing his gaze dart towards his bodyguards and then back at her. So, he began, a hesitant smile playing on his lips. Can I touch you, or are you going to punch me too? Samantha's eyes widened, searching the faces of the onlookers, certain everyone had heard. Caleb looked at her, concern replacing the amusement in his eyes. No, I mean, he stammered, trying to correct himself. Ma'am, could you look this way and hug him? The photographer instructed. No. Samantha shook her head, her voice firm. I'd rather not. Heads turned towards them. She met Caleb's gaze directly. Congratulations on your success. I hope it's turned you into the person you've always dreamt of becoming. His eyes held hers, unwavering, as she stepped away and melted into the crowd. As he watched her leave, Caleb felt a sharp pain in his chest and had to take a deep breath. Hey, where are you going? Tara called out. Home, she cried, tears welling up in her eyes. Wait, did she take the picture? Chanel asked. Nope. Sáryah shook her head, watching Samantha disappear into the throng of people. Samantha sobbed, leaning against a lamppost on the sidewalk. I'll never be okay, she whispered, despair washing over her. All men are the same. Cheaters. Every single one. Tears streamed down her face. No matter how hard she tried to believe otherwise, the memory of Rob's betrayal, the shattered pieces of her trust, clouded her judgment. Caleb, with his arrogant smile and lingering gaze, only confirmed her worst fears. He was just like Rob, charming, egotistical, and ultimately untrustworthy. How could you do this to me? She cried, looking up. Almost an hour later, Caleb scanned the crowd, searching for the girl who had so unexpectedly captivated him. He needed to apologize, to make things right. He found Chanel standing with Victoria. You looking for someone? Chanel asked as Caleb approached. Chanel, he and I are having an impromptu meeting right here, Victoria declared. Yes, your friend, Caleb replied. Sam? They all said in unison. Yes, is she still here? Why are you asking? Victoria demanded, her eyes narrowing. Does our meeting have anything to do with the night at the restaurant? She cut off any attempt at explanation. Look, Mr. DeBow, whatever you said to her up there, She gestured towards the photo area. I can use it in court if it comes to that. Court? Caleb's eyebrows shot up. Vicky, Tara cautioned, gently placing a hand on her friend's shoulder. Okay, so what exactly do you want with our friend? For all we know, you could be a celebrity serial killer. Asking her to follow you, and I think you need some time off from work, honey, Tara interrupted, gently nudging Victoria. Victoria crossed her arms, waiting for an answer. Chanel and Sáryah watched with amusement. Caleb exhaled, a low chuckle escaping his lips. No, I'm not a serial killer, he assured them. And yes, I wanted to meet with her because I needed to know that she was okay, or if she needed anything. And I thought I gave you that information back then, Sáryah quickly spoke. Right, thank you, he nodded, his lips pressed into a thin line. I can see she's doing much better, but I also wanted to see if it was not unlawful, he said, raising an eyebrow at Victoria. To request her phone number? Unlawful? Wait, so how did you know I was a lawyer? Victoria's brows came together. I have my ways, Caleb replied with a mysterious glint in his eyes. Anyway, I think I hurt her feelings and I would like to apologize to her and maybe make it up to her somehow. Well, funny you should ask, Mr. DeBow, Tara said, a mischievous glint in her own eyes. Caleb turned his attention to Tara, and so did the rest of the girls. I'm Tara, by the way. She extended her hand. Nice to meet you, he replied, shaking it firmly. We're meeting at her place tomorrow morning around 10 for brunch. We can deliver your message or maybe take her to dinner at Rodolfo's. Samantha loves that place. Unless you'd rather join us for brunch. Sáryah suggested, a mischievous grin spreading across her face. Brunch sounds perfect, he agreed. Great, Sáryah exclaimed. That's much better, Caleb nodded, a slow smile spreading across his face. Chanel handed him her business card. Here you go, lover boy. When you're ready, call me, and I'll tell you how to get there. He tucked the card into his back pocket. My name's not Loverboy, he said. Right, Chanel teased, because that's what your eyes say. What? Caleb asked, confused. We'll keep in touch, Tara said, pulling her friends away. Did everyone notice, or do I need a vacation? Victoria asked. No, we noticed, Tara and Sáryah replied. Noticed what? Chanel asked. How he lit up when we mentioned brunch, Tara said. He's excited to apologize. Imagine how he'll be when he sees her. Yeah, but imagine how she'll be when she finds out we planned this without her, Chanel said. My girl can't stand this guy. Caleb's mind was elsewhere for the rest of the day. He called his assistant Marcus. Marcus handled the obstacle race entries and was busy mailing out pre-signed shirts and processing photos. Okay, DeBow, I don't know why you've got me doing this, but I've been running all over Manhattan. So not cool, Marcus complained. First, I'm behind on work. Second, the city smells like a giant carnival. Third, people are cruel. LA is bad, but Manhattan is brutal. Caleb chuckled. Did you find her? Of course. I went to 3 different Samanthas, but none matched your description. One more to go. I think this is the one. You sure? One was Asian. Gorgeous, but not her. Unless you want her number 2, Marcus asked. Marcus? Okay. The second had curly blonde hair and green eyes. You said light brown hair and brown eyes. Right. And the third is 17, and I'm assuming you don't want any trouble there. None of them are her, Caleb said, losing hope. You said you found her. I have one more, Samantha. I'll check her place tomorrow. I'm beat, Marcus said. Caleb sighed. He dreaded contacting Samantha through Chanel. He needed to talk to her alone. That is the end of chapter 3. I hope you enjoyed it. I really enjoy having you here and going with me through my journey. Thank you so much for everything, and I'll see you next time.